What's going on, guys? Saiyan Motion here, back with another video on the channel, and today we'll be continuing the popular theory of if Goku learned the Ikari state. In the last part, we discussed a few things, being the Frieza saga and Vegeta becoming a good guy. We left off with the two Saiyans realizing they both had accessed something far beyond the humanoid grade 8 form. Apparently, it was called Super Saiyan. We start there. Before we begin this part, make sure to hit the like button. 30 likes and I'll continue this part. But without further ado, let's jump into this part. Goku and Vegeta, after being praised by a few Namekians, would come and realize that this power is amazing, and they need to access it. So in their journey back, which would take about 6 days, together, not separated, the two prodigies would try and figure this transformation out. Although they don't get too far with the Super Saiyan transformation, they are able to access it and get much stronger because of their motivation to unlock it. Although they are getting much stronger, they are unaware of the looming threat over them all. Back on Earth, a scientist who was stranded in a cave is shown working on his androids. We get a closer look at this man, and we see a symbol, Red Ribbon. And this proves that a member of the Red Ribbon Army had survived and gone mad, seeking revenge upon one person, son Goku. Soon after the departure, though, the two Saiyans would arrive and be met with the Z Fighters. Vegeta and Bulma would cheer a moment, and alongside the other Z Fighters. But when a stranger in a ship shows up, everybody is on high alert. The stranger exits his ship, and Goku questions who this is and what he's doing here. But the stranger keeps his composure, asking if he can speak with Goku alone. Goku wouldn't mind and agreed to do so. This man is of course Trunks, and he has now told Goku everything. He's from the future, his name is Trunks, he's Bulma and Vegeta's son, and he informs Goku of the heart virus. And for those of you who don't know, Yarjat was not the reason that Goku got the virus, because he got it 3 years after. And in the future, it was a known virus, not specific to one person. With that out of the way, let's continue. So, Trunks informs Goku of two androids showing up, killing everyone, and he tells Goku that he's the sole protector of Earth after Gohan died. Goku and Trunks would then start to fight, and Trunks starts to power up, and he ends up using Super Saiyan, shocking Vegeta and Goku. Goku then smirks, using Ikari, and Trunks now wonders what this power is, but it doesn't matter though, as Goku is now able to defeat him. Remember, a Super Saiyan Goku was able to block every single one of Trunks' hits with no effort whatsoever, and easily able to defeat him, and he had not trained with Vegeta, so I feel like Ikari would be more than enough. But now, Trunks would now realize Goku doesn't have Super Saiyan, but when asked, Goku says he knows it, and Vegeta and him access it against Frieza. Trunks wonders, didn't Father learn it after Goku died? But that's besides the point. Trunks realizes that they will learn it in the time gap, and now the group is ready to train. For the following 3 years, they end up doing so, but Vegeta, much more reformed, will be training with them, and he does not want to kill Goku since him and Kakarot did defeat Frieza and both became Super Saiyan. Plus, he kind of admires Goku as a rival. In the 3-year gap, baby Trunks would be born, and both Goku and Vegeta would end up accessing Super Saiyan, learning how to access it at will. But when it comes to Gohan, Goku would focus more on mastering Ikari first, and that's what Gohan ends up doing because Goku is more keen on mastering one form and then going to the next. And since Ikari is the first level of transformation, that's what Gohan ends up doing so. Gohan would gain mastery over Ikari in the 3-year gap, and another person who I haven't touched on much is Piccolo. Although Piccolo did not fuse with Nail, he has spent a lot of time with Gohan, making him more reformed as well, and he would, I feel like, have a slight disadvantage in power by the end of the 3-year gap, because Nail did give him a significant boost in power, but Piccolo is around that level. But the 3 years of peace would then come to an end, and all the Z Fighters would be much stronger. They would also be prepared for the hunt, and since they have Vegeta sooner, and since the group in all is probably more trusting of each other, they would split into groups of 2 and 3. Goku and Vegeta, Gohan and Piccolo, Tien and Tatsu, Krillin and Yamcha. And these two pairings are very important because, as I'll explain in a minute. So, Jiro and 19 would still show up, and not 17 and 18, but the group doesn't know that because they were informed of 2 androids, not specific androids. Yamcha would not be stabbed because Krillin is there, and this results in no wastage of time sending Yamcha back or a Senzu wasted. So, Goku and the others would then arrive, being alerted by Krillin, and they would go to a wasteland where Goku would face off against 19 and Vegeta against Jiro. Vegeta here would be present sooner, like I mentioned, and would not want to miss out. So he would attack Gero. And Vegeta would easily be able to take him out because he doesn't like to waste time here, and Vegeta is much, much stronger. So then Vegeta is able to kill Gero by kicking his head off. But in the fight between Goku and 19, Goku is winning, but something starts to happen as Goku clenches his chest. And when a sensu doesn't work, Vegeta realizes that there is definitely something up with Goku's heart. Vegeta then calls out to Krillin and tells Krillin to take him to the house and give him that whatever heart medicine that one guy showed up and gave Goku. So Vegeta would now take care of 19, being the quote-unquote hero today. Vegeta would easily be able to take care of him and blast him into oblivion. This is when Trunks would arrive, realizing that these aren't the same androids. Although at first, he thinks it might have been his fault by altering the timeline, he soon wants to make sure, and when Bulma comes with baby Trunks and realizes that Trunks, future Trunks, is technically her son, but that doesn't really matter right now, she informs the group of Dr. Gero and where the lab is. Now, the group would now search for it, even though Bulma doesn't know the exact location. She knows the area, like in a wasteland. They would eventually end up locating it, and inside, they find a few things. First thing, they find 3 pods, 16, 17, and 18. And they would end up going to the bunker as well, where they find Project Cell. Now, Cell here would still be a very baby tiny cell, so there's no problem here. Trunks would go back to the top, and alongside the others would blow up the lab because he doesn't like any of this. Vegeta, although he does want to fight the androids and the others, realizes that he's outnumbered here and he can't really overfight the group. So it's fine. He ends up letting it go. But now, although they're done with that threat, Trunks has his own in the future. So Goku decides they should use the Room of Spirit and Time. And of course, this is after he gets healed. Now, although Kami might be against it, he realizes he's dooming a whole reality, so he allows it. Vegeta would go in to train with Trunks because by now, he also realizes that it is his son, and afterwards, Goku informs Gohan that they're going in next. Also, I want to say something here. I feel like Super Saiyan, earlier than in the original, and training for it sooner would most likely allow the 2 full bloods to act as grade 2. Now, you might ask why they didn't use it, but that's simply because they didn't need to. Granted that Goku would have considered it against Gero when he had to clench his chest, but that would just make his heart give up faster because he's outputting more energy. So what I'm getting at is when in the time chamber, the 2 father and son would be able to access Super Saiyan Grade 4, and when they come out, Trunks would leave for his timeline and easily be able to defeat his androids and Cell. Goku and Gohan would go in next, and knowing that this power is out there, they would easily be able to access it. And since Gohan had already spent a lot of time mastering Ikari, and since that takes a lot of control, it's the same with Super Saiyan. And in the original series, Goku and Gohan left the room 2 months early with the Grade 4. So here I feel like Gohan would get Super Saiyan much faster, and Goku would already know Grade 2. So I think it's safe to say that the 2 would most likely be able to unlock Super Saiyan 2. Right. Gohan would show it off near 8 months in, and Goku would end up spending the entire year, and both would end up learning. But there is something else. The Cell from the other timeline is still here, and what's going to happen with him? Well, I think I'm just going to let Piccolo kill him off, because in my What If Gohan Never Stopped Training, I give him a much, much bigger part, and I don't want to do the same thing twice. By the way, if you guys could show that series some love, that would be great, because otherwise I don't plan on continuing it. Anyways, that is where this part unfortunately comes to an end. So I hope you guys did enjoy it, and if you did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, hit that bell to know when I upload, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.